I'm going to try something new and it may suck. And if it does, I'm sorry. But I've been writing a lot in my Substack and I thought I would read my latest post because I want to share it with you and I hope that it resonates with you. Here it goes. Last week was rough. The realization that my mom is gone came over me like a fog descending into a mountain valley. I had been feeling like I was doing such a great job of grieving while not letting it paralyze me. And then wham, I was driving around thinking, she's really not here and she's not coming back. This thought is unfathomable to me. I cannot wrap my head around it. And I did a video earlier about feeling stuck in denial. And that is one of the stages of grief, but I also feel like I'm not grieving. And as I continue to think about this, I think that that is grief. What I'm experiencing is the grief. And while I'm not ready to say that there's no such thing as being stuck in grief, I do believe that we cannot know how long grief takes or even if it has an end. After all, acceptance is a stage of grief too. And it doesn't seem like something that you need to get through, but rather embrace. A friend also pointed out that I couldn't really be stuck in grief because it hasn't been that long. I'm just getting started, she says. And yes, just getting started. That's what I'm doing. And yet, I have been grieving for so long. For a while, I labeled this as anticipatory grief. This is often spoken about in caregiving circles as the sadness we feel as we watch our loved one decline or in anticipation of their death. But more recently, in my work to make it through the last few years before my mom passed away, when the caregiving was getting overwhelming, I have realized that I was grieving much more than this anticipatory situation. In their book, The Wild Edge of Sorrow, Frances Weller shares the 5 gates of grief. Everything we love, we lose. The places we have not known love, we grieve. We grieve the sorrows of the world. We grieve what we expected and did not receive. And then there is ancestral grief. And when I read this book, I recognized the grief I was experiencing as not just the anticipatory grief and part of gate 1, what we love, we lose, but I was also experiencing gate 4, grief. I discussed this somewhat in my book, From Guilt to Good Enough, how my mom did the best she could, but there were still things I missed. Still things I needed that I did not get. I am not angry with her, but I'm still grieving these things. And in later years, there were so many times when, as a wife or a mother, I wanted to run to my mom. I needed help, advice, reassurance. And yet I did not. I could not do that. By then, her disease and the fight against it was all consuming. There was no room for my problems when hers were so big. And as I sit here today in denial that she is gone, disbelief that she is not breathing the same air as me, looking at the same sky, what we love, we lose. I wonder if part of the grief is the feeling of sadness and it is not being able to let go. There is a saying that if you love something, you set it free. If it comes back, it's yours. If not, it was never meant to be. And I wonder if the same is true about the people we grieve. I do not want to believe my mom is gone. I worry too that in doing so, I will lose her. I will forget the sound of her laugh or the feel of her soft skin. I worry that I will forget how much she loved reading and history and telling stories. I fear that I can't do her memory and legacy justice and that she will be forgotten, that I will forget her. So I just keep holding on. But what if I let go and walk through these gates at my own pace, 4 months, 4 years, for the rest of my life? Grief is not ugly or sinful. It is a gift. Grief is not something I have to fear or rush through or get over. It is a gift to love something so much that their absence changes you. Grief, to me, is learning to live with those changes. What punishments of God are not gifts? Stephen Colbert discussed in a famous interview about grief. And while her death may not have been a punishment for her or for me, the suffering feels like it. But I want to embrace it, the grief at least, as a gift. An opportunity to live and move in a world influenced by my mother and, in that way, know that part of her still exists. I want to let go so I can look around my life and see her imprint on it. If you are grieving a loved one, I would love to hear your thoughts.